Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to the fastest 90 minutes outdoor radio program. We've already rolled through half the show, and we're just getting started. This is the big weekend is this weekend, Memorial Weekend. I'm heading out after the show today. My son's going to do a big birthday party for me out at his house in Atoka that I didn't get to do last weekend when the weather was so nasty, and I'm looking forward to it. But a lot of people will be on the water this weekend. And, Don King, I think you know this next guest.
That's right.
So tell us who.
Betsy Woods. Normally, in years past, Betsy and I have traveled together to come over here to be on your show
We've
live.
won a lot of vests and things and blown up the vest.
We've actually blown a vest up here.
Yeah,
Betsy has been kind enough to bring some inflatables along and talk about those over the years, and but this time we're having to have her join us remotely. But anyway, Betsy does an awesome job with our boating education and information. So anyway, Betsy Woods is on the air with us.
All right. Good morning, Betsy.
Good morning. How are y'all? Don ditched me for his wife.
Oh, he did? Okay. Well, I think we'll let him do that, But we always had fun when Betsy would be over here. But this, as we were just talking off the air, Safe Boating Week ended yesterday. But
you know what? It's this weekend is kind of the gateway to summertime.
It is, isn't it?
This
will
really
be
is.
a lot of folks on the water, and Betsy, we know, and listening online, from from Jackson, Tennessee, is Bill Cooksey. And last Sunday, we had fatality number 10, Betsy, when a 60-year-old,
So sad.
a 60-year-old man fishing on Kentucky Lake. Tell us what happened up there.
Well, the weather turned really nasty on him, and the best that we can know is that he fell out of the boat due to the weather, and the boat was pushed up against the dock, and he just didn't make it.
Wow.
We found the boat abandoned. Not the boat was. Nobody was in the boat. But
Nobody
we found
was
him
in the boat.
Close afterwards, yeah.
And this is what? Number what?
This is number 10 for 2022.
Yeah, so what does that compare to? Last year everybody had a boat, seemed like, or they were out on the water with the pandemic and things along that line. So how are we doing here? 10 is 10 too many, I know. But,
yeah, I haven't really done the comparison to this date from last year, but it seems a little high to me.
It does to me.
It makes me a little nervous, but hopefully we'll get some good messaging out and people will think about being a little bit safer.
Well, I know we just got through with Safe Boating Week, and we're going to petition that continue through this weekend, even though it's not. We're going to make it Safe Boating Weekend.
And on through the summer.
Because this is really officially the kickoff. So you guys prepare for this. I know the officers will be on the water this weekend. You'll be crunching the numbers and things along that line. So what are you saying to the people?
Well, we're telling them to wear a life jacket. That's the number one thing that would save you if you were to get in a predicament on the water. But pick a designated operator, a sober skipper, a designated skipper, if you're going to drink alcohol, because about 40% of the accidents involve alcohol.
Yes.
And maintain a safe speed that's according to what's going on around you. Obviously, if there's a bunch going on, you don't need to go very fast. And keep a proper lookout all around you. Do a 360 all the time. If you see a boat, watch where you're going, but also watch where that boat's going too, and watch what's going on around you and people in the water. And, of course, the low-profile paddlers, they're kind of hard to see a lot of times too. So,
and they've been last I saw, 3 of these fatalities were paddle crafts. And
they were, yes.
And that people don't know what is a paddle craft. Explain that to them.
Well, paddlecraft is a canoe or a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard.
Yes.
And they are boats. They do not have to be registered unless you put a motor on them or a trolling motor, but you do have to carry a life jacket on them. And if you're 12 and under, you have to be wearing that life jacket. And if you're called out at night, you need to, if you can't display the red and green and all-around white light, then you need to display a white torch to be able to turn on. So you need to just light yourself up so people can see you at night.
And, you know, Bill Cookie's on the line with Vanishing Paradise. He spends a lot of time on the water and different boats and things like that, Bill. And I know you guys filming, whatever it might be, you can't take a chance. I mean, you got to be prepared.
Yeah. I was on the Mississippi River last week and down near Vicksburg, and the water was pretty rough there. And I was on Kentucky Lake Sunday when the incident occurred, and it did get rough at times. And Saturday evening got real rough. But I ran in. I caught a fish my second cast, and the wind whipped up, and I left.
Well, that's what you got to do.
But I carry my inflatable. If I am driving to a location, I keep my inflatable in my truck. Instead of in my boat, because I end up in other people's boats in my work a lot, and it's nice to be able to throw on that inflatable, because once you hit summertime, boy, it's hard to keep on a big old heavy life jacket.
Yeah, and I know life jackets have evolved, Betsy, over the years. All of us used to have the old orange ones. Yeah. Everybody had
May
one.
West.
Yeah, the May West ones. But now you could walk down the aisles at any retail store, Ron Wong, and you
absolutely,
and
take your pick of various types of PFDs.
Yes,
whether they're inflatable or not, and even the older vests that they have. Yeah, they're so comfortable now. They're mesh back, great flotation. Yeah, easy to use. It's not hard.
We used to take the cushion. The cushion was what we had in our John boat.
At one time. That was classified as a throwable device as long as you had a rope on it.
That's right.
And if you are in a boat 16 foot or over, I believe you still have to have a throwable device. Is that correct?
That is correct. It has to be a Coast Guard approved throwable device 16 foot or longer.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Well, now, y'all mentioned something about Mastercraft. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, we just did a couple of podcasts with our Wildcast at Mastercraft, and it had to do with something that Betsy had kind of put together with Leanna over there at Mastercraft. She's in charge of production, and so anyway, we went over and set up and did a couple of shows over there, and Betsy had mentioned a new law going into effect here July 1, right, Betsy?
What is that, Betsy?
That is correct. If you're wakeboarding or wake surfing in Tennessee, after July 1st, you cannot do so between sunset and sunrise. You cannot do so on a body of water that's less than 50 acres in size.
Oh, okay.
You cannot do it on a body of water with a width shore to shore less than 400 feet, and you cannot within 200 feet of a structure such as a dock or a pier or a boathouse.
Okay, is that gonna come out with a press release on that? I have not seen that, but I guess it will. Something will come out.
Yes.
We are working on that, and we're working on signage as well as posters and things like that. So our partnership with Mastercraft, this is really timely when we got together, because this bill had just gone down to the legislature. It was in its early stages, and so we got together. Mastercraft did their top 10, and TWRA did their top 10, and we just did joint safety and proper etiquette messaging.
Okay, yeah. And I know, again, we're talking to Betsy Woods, TWRA Boating Education Coordinator, and I know recently you guys put out a lot of tips, and the boating course is still an option for all you folks out there. I think somebody could go buy a boat and go the next day and use it. But, I mean, a boating safety course is beneficial.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you were born after January 1st, 1989.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely you have to have that.
You got to have that
in order to drive a boat. But
so I don't know.
It's great information even if you don't need
it really
as a
is.
requirement by law.
And just go to twra.org and find out a lot of that information. But the one thing I know is we've talked about this, and I meant to get the figures, how many boats we have in Tennessee. It's over the 200,000 or something like
it's running around 250,000.
250,000. Right, Gene, you want to be excused, or you asking to say something?
Yeah, Betsy, I found out a while back. I know the difference between a recreational lake and a fishing lake.
Oh, good.
You have to have a fishing license.
I know
to kayak on a fishing lake.
Okay, I did not know that. So there you go. You've learned something again from the Gene Smith with that. But 250,000 boats.
And that bumped up significantly during COVID, didn't it, Betsy?
Mm-hmm. It did. It was. I think it was up like 45%.
Wow.
I think a lot of
3 months in the summertime in 2020. It was crazy.
I think a lot of people purchased boats or bought a boat that had never had one, and also reactivated their boat. Maybe they'd had it in the backyard or in storage for a while, and finally got their TN numbers again and got it out on the water.
When you've got 3 or 4 boats like Bill Cooksey, just got to activate one at a time, I think. So
it hits you hard, Larry.
It does hit you hard. Betsy, thank you.
Well, thank you, Larry, and happy birthday.
Well, thank you. It's another way to celebrate, that's for sure. But appreciate you. Maybe we'll be next year. We can be all back together in studio, and I can get a lot of hot air blown up, in those life jackets and everything. But thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll stay in touch. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, and everybody take care and be safe out there.
Will do. Thank you. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with a really famous guy that maybe you don't know. He's from our area, but I think when you hear his name, and Bill Cooksey knows how to pronounce it, we'll get it done on Outdoors with Larry Ray.